Cortices brings the right and the left hemisphere of the brain into communication. When that takes place, there is an energy flow that happens in the brain, and it also takes place throughout the entire body. And that energy flow brings circulation to parts of the body and the brain where it may have been lacking. So let's begin. We're going to have one hand be with closed fingers, just like so. It's going to reach right at the occiput. The other hand's going to be open fingers, nice and wide, and that's going to tap right over the right and left hemisphere of the brain, the mid-range of the brain here. We want to make sure that we're tapping over the right and left hemisphere of the brain in order to activate the changes on both sides of the brain and bring them in communication line together. So think of this point A and this point B coming together to bring that communication line. Then we're going to tap over the sternum, the heart complex, to save the changes. Once we have done the tapping with our focus and we've breathed 2 full breaths, we're ready to move to the next hand position. 2 full breaths with the same focus, being that A to point B, right and left hemisphere of the brain, communicating together. Come right up to the next 2 full breaths, right and left hemisphere of the brain, communicating together. Now right up on the top. Very simple technique that will only take as much as 6 breaths, which times 2 is about 12 breaths, about a minute. Definitely well worth a minute. Now coming forward, continue to tap, keeping the focus being communicating with the right and left hemisphere of the brain. Right over, we want to make sure we're covering just above the eyebrow at the pre-cortex frontal brain, our most evolved part of the brain. And lastly, we're going to place our hands over the temporal part of the brain. Deep within is the limbic system, and this helps process our emotions. A very important part. Taking 2 full breaths, you can release one hand, tapping, and then over the heart to store the changes. We're coordinating the right and left hemisphere of the brains to be in communication with each other. And voila, you've done cortices. And now you can enjoy the benefits.